And these protests in the United States have come as a propaganda gift for Chinese diplomats. Wolf warriors who've been working overtime on social media, they seem to be delighted in watching the unrest unfold. They're trying to exploit it by acting as spokespersons of the American protesters. They think the heat is off China, so let us prove them wrong once again. Starting with the quintessential wolf warrior, the one and only Mr. Zhao Lijian. He's playing on Trump's words. He says, why does America label rioters in Hong Kong as heroes? But when it comes to their own country, protesters are called thugs. Why the double standards, he asks.
Many people may want to ask this question. Why does the United States refer to those Hong Kong independents and black-clad rioters as heroes and fighters, but label its people protesting against racial discrimination as thugs? Why do the US have so many problems with the restraint and civilized way of law enforcement by the Hong Kong police, but have no problem at all with threatening to shoot at and mobilizing the National Guard against domestic protesters? This double standard of behaving is so typical of the United States. The reasons behind this are worth reflecting on and staying vigilant.
A bit odd that China thinks it can accuse others of double standards. Beijing has passed a law bypassing Hong Kong's legislature to curb protests. Activists in Hong Kong have disappeared fighting for democracy, but China wants to share the pain of protesters thousands of miles away in the US. It is quick to judge, but slow to correct itself. These actions beg the same question: why the double standards? Then there's Ma Hui, a Chinese embassy official in London. He retweeted a post with a caption that read, "Good question." The question was, and I quote, "China never killed protesters, attacked journalists, or deployed the military. The US has done all of this. Who is authoritarian?" To him, I will only say this. Watch every report of this show starting from January and you'll be surprised at the answer. And then there's Zha Liyu, the Chinese Consul General to Kolkata. He retweeted a CGTN post that read, "Black lives matter and human rights should be guaranteed." They should be, indeed. Human rights of Americans, human rights of Hong Kongers, and human rights of the jailed Uyghurs in Xinjiang in China. Let us bust his hypocrisies through one of his own tweets. He posted this today, retweeted. What's going on in Hong Kong is not so-called democracy, but violence, which poses a risk to the national security. Again, the same question, why the double standards? And lastly, Hua Chunying, a Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson, shared a tweet by the US State Department. She tried mocking America with the last words of George Floyd, "I can't breathe." Well, guess what? Neither can the rest of the world. They're finding it tough to breathe with the virus that the Chinese regime has given us. These are just a few examples. I can give you more, but why give them the platform anymore? Here's the thing. Washington is no stranger to hypocrisy. Neither is Beijing. It is guilty of the same crimes, the same double standards, and two wrongs don't make a right.